Yo, what's up, guys? This is going to be the monthly recap for April. Stock market was pretty intense in the last like 6 days, so really interesting update. Um, this is how the stock market works. It generally trends upward when you're in a bull market. The way it trends upward though is not like okay, every day it's up and then all of a sudden you go to a bear market and then every day it's down. It's obviously a super confusing and competitive environment, right? The stock market. So the way it generally works is the stock market, the overall indices. If you compare like the Nasdaq and S&P 500 and the other indexes like the Dow Jones and the Russell 2000, if you just kind of look at them in general, overall they kind of have like breakout periods for maybe an average breakout period lasts like 2 weeks or something, or a week. I don't know. I don't know exactly how long, but they have breakout periods where they kind of trend upward strongly for some amount of time, and they flatten out or they correct, right? So the general stock market trend in a bull market is something like this. You have some strong upward movement, and then you flatten out, and then strong upward movement, flatten. But it's not always just a flatten. Sometimes it's upward movement, correction. You can lose a ton of money here, and then strong upward movement, right? So right now in the stock market, since January, I think since January, we came out of like a large correction, right? So the stock market was kind of like here, okay? There was a large correction. You did not want to be in the stock market over here, okay? And then this was kind of like a dangerous territory of maybe it's going to go back into correction or not, but it didn't, so that's good. But I didn't invest in this time period. But then the stock market kind of flattened out, okay? And this was the perfect time to begin investing. Then the stock market kind of took off, right? A couple weeks of positivity, flattened out. It was a little bit of correction, a little bit. Then continued up, flattened out, and then the most recent correction was last like 2.5 months since mid-February, and it was kind of like how bad was it? Maybe 5% correction. It wasn't too bad, but it had some sharp sell-offs and then worked back up, and then had a sharp sell-off and worked back up. And then if you looked at the last 6 days, we had not just like a smallish, trend upward. We had a nice breakout, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, I think, of good positive gains, and then one retraction, and then we had today where it opened higher than yesterday, which was Friday, for the markets, and it pushed higher. So the trend, what I'm expecting is for this to happen, a nice strong trend upward before we come into another flat or correction. So right now is a good time to have been invested. This was a little bit of a rocket right here, rocket ship right here. There's no catching it. There's no flattening out or anything. But the correction wasn't so bad that you should have stayed away from the market. I was in it the whole time, waiting for something to happen, right? And the last few days have been intense, and this is just like earnings season. Market is a bull market. We are seeing some awesome gains. So a general recap here is you want to be in the market. The overall trend of the market is upward. I believe the Dow Jones is up 2% almost, maybe, in the last, basically it's the last week that's pushed the whole month up. The last month was not trending anywhere really. It was up and down, and then the last week of April is what surged us upward and gave us a positive, net positive gains on the whole month. So my profile was showing no gains all this time, and now I have exploded into like a 10% gain in the last week. Pretty awesome. That's how the stock market works. Patience is key here. You have to, like, the last correction that happened here was about a week, or not a week, about a month, and the correction here, this bigger one, was 2.5 months. That's just the name of the game. The real key, though, is to be patient and to know that you're not going back down into a bear market. Oh. Other than that, the stocks that are really pushing the market up are stocks like Amazon and Google, stocks that are reporting really good earnings. Microsoft, who else? There was a lot of companies that had really good earnings. They really helped push the market up, and that's what we're seeing right now. And I'm expecting this week starting with today, which is Monday, to be a pretty good week for the markets. I'm expecting my profile to grow another 10%, hopefully. Hopefully my picks are good. Hopefully when their earnings come out, they're all positive. And, even if they're positive, the stock can go down. But I've timed my picks so that they're hopefully at the right stage in their stock price life cycle to continue growing. On another note, Facebook. Facebook is approaching a sell point from its breakout. It's almost at a 20% gain. If you're in Facebook, I would recommend selling at $156. And Amazon is trudging up, almost at $1,000. Is at $950. It had a almost $30 gain today to make up for that terrible earnings day where it just was complete overreaction to the earnings, where the price had jumped up $40 and then just tanked all the way back down to plus $6. So this is like a correction of the overreacting. Now we're back up $30. So, that's good. I mean, who expects Amazon to go down, really? That's a good long-term stock. But yeah. Anyway, don't want to make this video too long. The whole point of it was the recap for April was we were kind of just chilling, not doing anything in the markets. Now we are in a confirmed uptrend. It's not too late to invest, but it's a little bit riskier now because we're kind of in this spot here. We don't know if we're going to definitely continue. I would definitely assume so, but you would have been better off being in the market here. Anyway, peace out, guys. Make sure to subscribe and like and get rich.